Hi guys, and I'm not watching this. Okay. Hey Mark. Yes, you will see us tonight. We will probably be a little bit late. I know your thumbnail said you were going on at 25 after. I am hoping to be done by 20 till. So, if you happen to still be here, that is the plan. So, I was going to say, and hi, Tim. There you are. I can see you on YouTube before I can see you on StreamYard. Okay. As you guys are coming in, I am just going to, hi, Lucy. I am just going to do a few updates. Okay, since I'm not doing my Tuesday lives, I didn't do this last week because I was expecting to go live the next day, and I'm just foregoing the Tuesday afternoon lives. So my water update for the week, I am holding steady at about 24 ounces a day until I can get that consistent and not have issues. The Trashy Toss Challenge, if any of you guys are doing that, and I've got cats that are deciding to jump on my lap. Okay, the Trashy Toss Challenge, for if you don't know, there is another channel, My Everyday Wife Life, that is doing a 30-day walking challenge in the month of April. And I added another challenge to that to pick up trash as you're walking. And and if you were not able to get out of the house to walk, to declutter something or pick up trash around the house and get it out of the house. Okay, and there goes the cat. A little easier to focus. So the first almost week, I think it was 5 days, I wound up with some pretty bad bruises on my leg, so I did not get out of the house, and I was just getting rid of stuff. And then this past week, my kids were on spring break and home. Always helpful. They are actually big enough that if I was to have problems, they could actually get me up if I fell. So we went hiking a couple of times. We went walking. And honestly, there was one place we picked up 4 grocery bags of trash in about 20 minutes. There was 4 of us all together. So we each had a bag. And then, everywhere else we have walked, there's been very little to no trash. So like each walk we've picked up 1 or 2 things, which is very bizarre. But obviously those parks have people taking care of them maybe, or the second one, I know that we saw at least one other person walking and one person was doing a bike ride. And it's a little more remote than the city park type thing that we were at the first day. So that is that. If you guys are doing the Trashy Toss Challenge, let me know in the comments. I do see some comments coming in. Thank you for coming over. I'm going to guess at least some of you came over from Karen's. I'm not sure if she's finished up or not. Another thing, not really an update, but yesterday, I don't know, over the course of the evening, so between yesterday and today, it was a new moon. Has everybody set intentions for the upcoming moon cycle? If not, make sure you get that done before you go to bed tonight. And tonight we are talking about systems. And so I am planning on going live again next Monday after Prairie Life. And next week we will be talking, I think at this point the topic will be personal responsibility. That's just kind of what I've been getting called to here lately. So I'm going to hop over to comments for a bit, and then we can jump into systems. Danny, if you are still here, I see people saying good night to you. Have a wonderful evening. And have a good day at school tomorrow. And I am going to pin this before I forget. Okay. I was going to say, and Mark popped in. I don't know if he's still here. But Mark from Rolling Homestead and Wild Edibles in Wisconsin is planning on going live a little bit later. So I am planning on being off of here by about 20 till, because he's going on at about 25 after. So we'll be a little bit late rating him, but hopefully not too bad. Hi, Tim, Lucy. I do have Stream Elements running, so if you want to use the Magic 8 Ball, it is there. Hi, Zach. Hi, Danny. And Bernie and Bree. Good to see you guys coming in. Hi, Kenny. Okay, I'm just kind of scrolling through. Hi, Ronald. From Iowa. Nice. And Shawnee walked to a park at a school this past Saturday. So much good. Yeah, and it's like sometimes it really... The place we went the second day, I was expecting to have a lot of garbage just because it is an area where they take field trips, they do various gatherings, but maybe they aren't doing gatherings because of COVID now? I don't know. Just the tops of the water bottles? That's a little weird. Always good when you can get trash out. I know, I've had to be really careful with that. My kids get very attached to things because they don't have a lot of control over their own things at their dad's house. So they've been a little bit more on the hoarding side here. Wow, that sounds like ambitious spring cleaning, Shawnee. Hi, Dee. No worries. You will get here when it is time for you to get here. Hi, JC. JC, did you change your name? It just seems like maybe you were called something else before. Hi, Ron, Jason. Yeah, I haven't bought one of the grabbers yet. I don't know. It's one of those things and maybe in the days of COVID, this isn't a good stance. I figure if it's out there and in the dirt and sun, and Mother Nature will have taken care of some of the yuckiness on it. Okay, well, I like the new name. If you would like to remind me of your first name, or if it's just JC that you go by, let me know that too. But okay, it is 11:11, so happy 11:11. I seem to always notice those. And I'm sorry about the dark lighting, guys. It will make more sense tomorrow. Is American Tire actually a thing? Because I really thought they were just making fun of Canadian Tire. I didn't know there was actually a place called American Tire. No worries, Dee. I have kind of made it a point, because I always said that I was bad with names. I changed, clear cancel. I changed my thought process on that, and I am getting better with names. Okay. I'm like, I really didn't think that was a thing. And then I have been doing, I've been in multiple genres here lately, so it's getting a bit harder because I can only pick up a couple names a week and I need to see them more than once. But yeah, so I was going to say, if that helps you, that's great. I honestly just haven't been anywhere that sells them. And I don't know. It's something else for me to manage and store and have with me, and I'm doing good to have bags with me. So, all right. I don't want to take up too much time tonight. Hi, Jess. And I was going to say, so when we get to that point, the link is pinned up at the top of chat, but Mark from, I'm wanting to say Wild Edibles. It's Rolling Homestead and Wild Edibles is interviewing Jess from Keto Homestead tonight. So thank you for stopping by. We will be a little bit late, probably. Hi, Nate. All right, so I did not do a good job of getting this set up beforehand. Sorry. So bear with me. What I started to say when I saw Jess pop in, I am using oil lamps tonight. It will make more sense if you watch my video tomorrow. I am planning on premiering that at 2 o'clock Eastern time, which is when I would normally. Okay, which is when I would normally be premiering them. Okay, and it's somewhere up here. All right. Ta-da! Hopefully you guys can see this. All right, it looks like you can. All right, so tonight I wanted to talk about systems. Get that out of my way. So a system is a regularly interacting or interdependent group of items forming a unified whole. So it's kind of when you, for instance, last week we talked about routines. When you put your morning routine and your evening routine and maybe your weekly cleaning routine together, you wind up with a system that gets shit done around your house, for lack of a better way to put that. Sorry. So for instance, like this was actually a Venn diagram that was put up on LinkedIn. I forget who it was by. But their point was that they enjoy the people that like have this center area. They're able to dream, they're able to get stuff done, and they also know how to have fun. In my world, the way I think about systems is that they allow me to be able to have the time to have the fun or work on the dreams, and then also have the stuff done that needs to get done. Mainly because if I don't have systems in place for getting that stuff done, it doesn't get done. And a lot of this, I probably started thinking about systems as far as like getting the stuff done I needed to back when I was dealing with fibromyalgia symptoms. I started having issues. I actually got sick in January. I had just moved out of my kid's dad's place. So I had a toddler. I was pregnant with our second. And then I just never really got better. And so it was one of those things where, come summer, I'm still tired all the time. I've got this going on and that going on. And then at the same time, I've got a toddler and a newborn, and I still needed to have clothes for them to wear. I still needed to get myself to work. I still needed to feed them. And if I didn't have some sort of system for getting that stuff done, it didn't really work well. And at that stage of my life, one of my systems was shopping for groceries on a monthly basis. It would wipe me out for 2 days. So it was one of those things where I would do my best to have everything we needed in the house so that I could make that last as long as possible. And if I didn't have the energy to go into a store, because you guys, I don't know how many times I drove to Myers and sat in the parking lot and cried because I didn't have the energy to go in and do the grocery shopping. Now, you might be thinking, well, do less shopping and then it wouldn't take as much energy. It was still walking to the other end of the store. And so it didn't really matter if I bought a week's worth of groceries or a month's worth of groceries, because at that point I was able to do canned goods. And so a lot of the stuff that I did cook, it had to be to some degree shelf stable. Back then I didn't have the freezer, so I couldn't freeze a bunch of stuff. And I didn't, I would get produce and stuff that would last a while. You'd be surprised how long carrots last in the refrigerator. Stuff like that. And now my system for food has changed a lot. I can't do canned goods nearly as much, much more than 2 cans in a single meal. And my histamine level is getting up there. And my screen just went black. Okay. I was going to say, and I can't see chat while I'm on the screen share. So anyway, this, I think, is just life. I mean, we all have things that we need to do, or that need to be done for us, or that need to be done for people in our household. People joke that, if you don't like laundry, just become a nudist. Well, I can tell you that even if you're a nudist, you still have towels to wash. So it's not really that simple. But people are a lot more interesting if they can work on the dreams that they have, if they can be building those habits and kind of incrementally be working towards those things. And if they can, hang out, have fun, I know a lot of us here in chat, we like to hang out in lives, even if we aren't going out to the bar or whatever people do. I don't know. I'm an introvert. I stay home. I work in the garden. But we still need to get the stuff done. So it makes it easier if we have systems. I think it also helps if you kind of identify your systems, and if you can kind of fit things in. So, for instance, on that title screen, there was sort of this interwoven net of light in the background. It's kind of like train tracks. If you look at a rail map or a highway map of the US, they're everywhere. Maybe not quite so much in Canada. You guys get some pretty big open spaces up north, but there's a pretty good highway system in the US. There's a pretty good rail system in the US. So if you can if you can identify your systems and make them more efficient and make sure that all of the things that need to get done fit somewhere in those systems, I think it kind of helps. So I mentioned laundry earlier. That's always a good one. Most of us have a system for that. We either go to the laundromat once a week, or, you know, I have my RV washer in my bathroom. You know, we have some sort of a system, even if it's not at a set time. Maybe it's when you get down to your last t-shirt, you know, you need to go do laundry. I know that my grocery system, when I get down to a half a gallon of milk, I'm finishing up my Instacart order and putting the next one in, whether that's for that day or, you know, the next day, because that's when we're going to run out of milk. You know, I've got my pantry system. I have all my snack stuff in that cabinet. I've got what little bit of canned goods we have. They're up on top over here. The fresh fruits and veggies and stuff that don't go in the refrigerator, they're up on top of the microwave. I've got too many fridges. So like we eat out of one and the new stuff coming in goes in the other. Those are all sort of parts of that system. And I mentioned Fly Lady last week, and that's very overwhelming. But if you break it down and just do a little bit of a routine, really the only thing I ever internalized was my morning routine. Even on my bad days, if I can do one task an hour, and there have been plenty of times over the course of the 13 years since I was introduced to Fly Lady that I've been in that spot where I'm doing one task at the top of every hour just because that's what I can do for that day. But by the end of the day, getting my morning routine done, I've gotten up, I've gotten dressed, I've taken care of me. And then I've also, you know, put dishes away or done a load of dishes. On a bad day, I probably wouldn't do laundry right now with my current system. But when I was using a normal washing machine and dryer, that would totally get the kids the clothes they needed to go to school and me into work. Okay, so I was watching, and if you guys don't know, I really like watching The Minimal Mom. She's got a lot of interesting tidbits and ideas on the whole decluttering thing. That in all honesty make a lot more sense to me than Fly Lady ever did for decluttering. But, you know, it is one of those things. And she's mentioned this probably 3 times in the last 2 or 3 months. But Sunday, she and Diana were talking about the 4-burner system. No, it's the 4-burner theory. And the way this theory works is you've got 4 burners on your stove. And those correlate to different aspects of your life: family, work, health, and friends. And the way the theory goes is everybody has all 4 of those in some form or other. Work might not be a 9 to 5, but it would be like that. You know, what are you working on towards your dreams? Or, you know, maybe it's your YouTube channel. But you can only do really well at 3 of them. And you can only make a lasting impact if you only have 2 of them. But how do you only focus on 2 of the 4? Because, you know, family's really important to me. Work isn't so much right now, but YouTube is kind of filling that space. So I'm also really wanting to focus on my health. Well, the point they made Sunday was that if you find systems to make some of them easier, you can turn them down and it not take away from where you're at. So for instance, I think one of them was doing like some sort of pre-done meals from somebody in their church. So they could focus on family and work and not worry about their health, but they're still eating healthy. So I guess that's kind of where I'm at as far as the systems go. It's how do I basically make an area of my life easier enough to just disappear into the background? You know what I mean? Because I want to focus on YouTube and making new content, and I want to have fun going geocaching with the kids. But at the same time, if I'm not at all focused on health, I am not doing anything because I'm stuck in bed or not really able to get around. And that kind of brings me back to sort of a train of thought I have had for years and years and years. You guys know my name's Goinggreenmom. I've kind of been on that brainwave for well, I've been using that name for 16 years now. And over the course of time, I was introduced to permaculture, and you'll notice a lot of spirals in permaculture. You sort of go through things once, kind of on a high up level, and then it circles back around. And maybe you learn something else. And I kind of do this with my decluttering too. If I feel stuck or I'm not sure where to go next, I start back at the beginning. And the first place I really made much progress was clothes. So I'll go through my closet, see if there's anything I can get rid of. And then I'll do books. And I might do some more on paper. I've actually been working on paper a lot lately and setting up an actual system because I haven't had a system for paper. My system for paper was sticking it in a pile somewhere and hoping I didn't have to find it later. So like I'm compiling all of our medical paperwork for each of us into a binder in chronological order. So if I have something walk in that door, all I have to do is punch a hole in it, open up the binder, and stick it in the front because that's where it belongs. And then later I'll be able to find it. So like, but normally, okay, if I wasn't ready to tackle paper, then I'd hit the bathroom, make sure everything's in order there. In January, I worked a lot on the kitchen and decluttering in here. And so then I'd probably come back out here and see if there's anything else I can. But it's that feedback loop. Okay, things have gotten crazy again. What part of that system broke down? And then once I get back through it, I can move on a little bit more. Dana K. White also, she has a thing about things being visible. And we talked about habits and stuff being visible because otherwise you're not going to do them. Well, she always starts her decluttering and cleaning stuff at the front door. You know, what's somebody going to see? And then you always start there. She's like, you always start there. If you've got 15 minutes, you start there and then you move to the next area. Because if you always start in the same place every time, it takes less time each time. But you keep up with it then. And that's kind of that feedback loop. If you lose the feedback, then you stop and you fix that part of the system, and then you keep going. And permaculture is really good about that. There's 12 or 13 principles there. I've never taken the classes and stuff. That's just too much for me. But So that's kind of my thoughts on systems. I always try and get, and even when I was working a 9 to 5, I do, hi Howie. I would do things in the same, I would have those routines. I'd get stuff set up and then I'd go, okay, what do we need to prep for the day? And I just work through, and it was a system. I am going to jump back up here and chat a little bit, see what's going on. Wow, okay. Hi, Nate. Yeah, Dee, that getting the two together is often hard. Thanks, Bernie. Hi, Justin and Christina. I hope I'm not causing an earthquake every time I hit the down arrow on here. You guys are actually kind of precariously propped up on my son's medical binder at the moment. Hi, Wayne. Jason, I'm really hoping that means you could see. Well, I was going to say, I checked my phone and I could see the presentation thing. I'm not much of one to figure out the whole layout thing, so even if you could still see me, that's fine. I talk with my hands a lot. Yeah, Bernie. It's definitely harder when you've got illnesses and issues. To some degree, somebody in your house has to have some systems or things aren't getting done. Hi, Tracy. Especially if you're up north, D, it does cost more for heat and air if you're not going to wear clothes. Oh, geez, you guys are awesome. Yeah, definitely wear some clothes while you go to work, Zach. Jason, I do all of my clothes together too. I do tend to do whites first in the smaller wash. But typically I try not to own white. As far as curbside pickup, I know some stores have curbside pickup. I've done it once or twice to try out different ones. I have not been happy with them. I typically get Instacart and it just gets delivered. Oh, geez. Okay, and you guys are jumping in rivers now? Congrats on 12K, Box Band D. That is awesome. If you guys, I think everybody in here knows D, but if you don't, definitely go check her out. Hi, Howie. How are you doing tonight? If you guys are interested in permaculture, Howie over at Food Forest Permaculture has some awesome food forest going on. He just put up a video of some cute birds. Did you ever figure out what they were? That had blown in on the storm, but he has a very nice garden area. He's also doing I believe it's a 24-hour live stream for Earth Day this year, so that's April 22nd. So make sure to turn his bell on and stop in and say hi. I'm noticing a lot of things are a juggling act, D. Tracy, are you writing the curriculum? I guess I didn't know you were a teacher. I must have missed that. Yay, permaculture. Yeah, I I've not gotten in depth with it because I can't put swales in my yard and do a lot of stuff. I'm kind of stuck with the sort of flower bed type gardening, which is what I can do here. So, Nate, you can get rid of all your clothes if you want, but it's not recommended. Um, I usually average around 40 pieces for my entire wardrobe. If I didn't have so many big sweaters, it would actually all fit in a carry-on. And it looks like Kathleen got Nate's loincloths ready. And thank you, Howie. Please, if you haven't, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Yeah, I need to go back out to camp. I haven't been there in a long time. Always be prepared. You've even changed your name during the course of my chat. How cool. Hi, Karen. Thanks, Howie. Long story on the hat. It's needed. And I like the look of it better than a backwards ball cap. Hi, Newman Outdoors. I will probably see you shortly over at Mark's. Yeah, the snow is not helpful. Right now, I've got 2 peach trees blooming, among other things. I'm not sure if I may have lost a cherry tree last year. And my brother actually sent me, it's not a, what are they called? It's the towers of plants. Jess has like 3 of them outside the one greenhouse. I don't think it's that brand, but like it's got 3 things per level and 5 levels, so you can like plant strawberries. Or I think I'm going to put my bok choy in there because they really need to be out of, they're still in the little seedling packets they came in. But I think I'm going to go ahead and put those in there and then do strawberries for the other levels. But yeah, I was so happy. He sent that to me for my birthday. So, y'all will probably see more of that in another week. And Howie said, yes, 24-hour live stream on April 22nd. Yeah, and part of me wishes that it was easier to figure out the different aspects of the food forests, because then it would be easier to just go, okay, I'm going to put these things together and they should work. But yeah, not everything works in each area. And so, you've got to understand those systems. Getting back to that. And it is 20 till. It was spring yesterday and today is winter. In a week, it'll be spring again. Yeah, we kind of do that a lot. I was on the phone with my uncle earlier, and he said it's supposed to get down to 36 tonight. I know he has fruit trees blooming too, so that's really a concern that it's going to drop lower because we want a fruit harvest this year. But yeah. And honestly, that's one of those things where I don't know anyone that has a garden, like a large scale garden that doesn't have systems in place to deal with some of that. And that's where I have often fallen down with my gardening. I've never successfully grown cold weather crops. English, French, German, and Italian? Good grief. Okay, you're the one I need to talk to about Italian. But yeah, so, and I think, getting back to the systems, I think if you get your baseline systems in, if you know how to get food in your house and get meals on the table and get the clothes washed and everything, that makes it easier to focus on other aspects of things you need to do, whether that's the dream big portion or the having fun portion. It frees your time up, having those routines that work together. And in all honesty, like right now, I'm trying to get a system down for the YouTube stuff. And, you know, if anybody's watching, they probably realize I haven't posted on Instagram in 2 days, at least not for the going through the portfolio stuff. I formatted a phone and I lost that alarm. What I should have done was set the alarms on a different phone before I formatted it. Because that completely broke that system down. And Nate's going to say a lot of pasta noodles back to back. Okay. Italian's actually a very pretty language. You are not right. Okay, anyway. I am going to get off here, and hopefully you guys will come over to Rolling Homestead and get to know Jess a little bit better. I know she is really close to that monetization point. So just trying to finish that up. So, and she doesn't eat much pasta because she is keto. But, you know, maybe she doesn't worry about sounding Italian. Thank you guys for the laughs. Hopefully you learned something. I will see you tomorrow for a premiere, Thursday for a live at 10 p.m. Eastern. I will be working on the herb journal. I haven't figured out the lighting yet, but it's got to be better than next week. And then I will see you on Friday with food, and then again next week. So have a great night. Thank you guys for coming, and I will talk to you later. Oh, the link should be pinned at the top. Sorry, Zach. Yeah, I see it on mine. If you don't see it, hit to make sure you're in live chat. It should come up, at least if you're on a phone, in a blue box. So have a great night, guys. I will see you all over at Mark's.